Why is the neutral game in this game so bad? Monkeys with shotguns, literally. Because Street Fighter is about analyzing what the opponent is doing and taking advantage of that. And Street Fighter 6 amplifies that with the way you have access to Drive Impact and Drive Rush in particular. I know people pretend like they don't want that in a Street Fighter game, but Street Fighter 6 is an iteration of Street Fighter that fundamentally rewards good play. I understand why people are going to be like, well, it's hard to control. Exactly, that's the point. It's kind of like when beginners say, it's like, how can I get like a good comparison, you know? Beginners constantly complain about throws not being techable on reaction, right? And I have to explain to them that is a design choice. That is by design. Like, you're not supposed to be teching the throw on reaction. Because if you could tech the throw on reaction, there wouldn't be any threat in the neutral game. Okay? The core element of Street Fighter would break apart if you make throws reactable. So you have to guess when a throw is coming if the opponent is in throw range. That's the whole reason why you have an advantage in a knockdown game. Because you're the one being able to do immediate attack, and the opponent, most importantly, has to guess whether you're throwing or not. Okay, so beginners don't understand that, obviously, so you have to explain that to them, and they have to get to a certain level to understand why it is the way it is. Okay, so now on high level, people are like, it's YOLO to do Drive Rush into a button or something like that, and Drive Impact is kind of shitty because you press a button at the wrong time and you die, and it's really low skill, right? And then, like, you take a look at, like, Street Fighter 4 and Street Fighter 5, and you're like, wait a minute, in Street Fighter 4, what did we have? We had, like, hard knockdowns on everything, and everything that led to a hard knockdown had either an impossible to see a scenario where you have to make a guess, or even worse, unblockables. I don't know if people want to forget about that, but Street Fighter 4 literally had unblockable scenarios, okay? So, I don't know why people complain about, well, the neutral game back in the days was really good. What do people mean by that? You get hit by a sweep in Street Fighter 4, and you guess for your life until you die. What do you mean the neutral game was good? You get thrown once, and you get into an unblockable situation. What do you mean by back in the days we didn't have to deal with BS? We did! We absolutely did! And it was horrible. Don't get me wrong. I love Street Fighter 4. Street Fighter 4 got me into competitive gaming, okay? But do I think it's, like, by far the best game ever? No. It had massive flaws that I outlined. And this is just the beginning. We can go deeper than that, obviously. There are more issues than that. Street Fighter 5, and by the way, Street Fighter 4 and 5 both have the issue of rewarding when you're losing. In Street Fighter 4 and in Street Fighter 5, you actually get rewarded by the game if you do poorly. Okay? And that mechanism by itself, that's a balancing mechanism. The harder you lose, the more likely it is for you to be able to make a comeback. Okay? And that's by design. The Ultra Gauge. The Ultra Gauge in Street Fighter 4 was called Revenge Gauge. Because if you get beat up heavily, you get to, well, get your revenge, you know? That fundamentally is not like what people want from competitive play. You do not want to be rewarded for doing poorly. And Street Fighter 5 had the same thing with the V-triggers. So what about Street Fighter 6? Well, Street Fighter 6 ditches all forms of comeback. Like, okay, aside from critical art, it's like super toned down though, okay? Don't even compare Street Fighter 6 comeback mechanics to Street Fighter 4 and 5, okay? It's non-existent essentially in Street Fighter 6. So that's a good step. That's good for competitive play. Do we have really stupid unblockable scenarios in Street Fighter 6? No, we don't. Why? Well, because the hard knockdown game is non-existent in this game. You have to get a punish counter to do a hard knockdown, and even then, it's kind of rare for a situation to come up where you can you can do like weird setups and stuff like that. The gameplay, starting from Street Fighter V, by the way, is more about, hey, you get hit once, you don't get a hard knockdown on everything, and instead you're supposed to be playing the neutral more. Okay, is the neutral more chaotic in Street Fighter 6? Absolutely it is. Is that a bad thing? Well, I guess it depends on what you're looking for in a Street Fighter game. In my opinion, at the end of the day, it's all about, like, what do you like more? What do you prefer? It's all about preference, you know? But at the end of the day, I come to the conclusion that Street Fighter 6 is fundamentally a game about, like you get rewarded for skillful interaction. You definitely do, okay? And anyone who's telling you otherwise, I think really has, like, you can always look back at old games and be super nostalgic about them. They all had massive flaws. Okay? So yeah, if we take a look at Third Strike, people say, oh, Third Strike parries, that's where the skill was. Well, did you know that Third Strike parries have a higher leniency than Street Fighter V parries for Ryu? Or Street Fighter, like, it's actually insane, okay? People said, well, duh, Street Fighter V, Ryu's parry is low skill. You can just mash it and it will always work. Did you know that Third Strike had more leniency than Street Fighter V parries? And you know what's even worse? You can cancel, like, there's no recovery on Third Strike parries. You can literally do a parry in Third Strike, and then before the active frames run out, you can block. So you can actually do a parry with 0 risk. And people are like, oh, back in the days we had skillful parries. And they actually mean Third Strike parries. I heavily disagree, okay? Okay, now Street Fighter 6. What's the downside of the way Street Fighter 6 does the gameplay? Well, the downside is it's chaotic. And when there's chaos, it's hard to control, right? So when top players are like, oh, I cannot control everything, I get reminded of the same problems that beginners have with the throw. It's because they are creating the illusion of control. They think they're in an environment where they should have full control over every scenario. But Street Fighter doesn't work like that. Street Fighter is about, what is my opponent doing and how do I beat that? That's what Street Fighter is about. And I think Street Fighter 6 does a good job to amplify exactly that part of the gameplay. But yeah, those are my 2 cents on gameplay differences between the Street Fighter games. Maybe I should do a proper video about that, you know? I think I boiled it down pretty well, what my issues are with pretty much all of the games. And at the end of the day, you have to decide, what do you like more, you know? And not just, well, which game got you into the community and are you the most nostalgic about? You know, they all have pros and cons. Street Fighter 6 is a bona fide rock, paper, scissors. Every Street Fighter game is. But it's not that. Like, you're playing the neutral. If you know your opponent has a habit of drive rush, you can punish it. If your opponent is doing a drive impact and it has a habit of doing that, you can punish it. Like, saying that you're not in control over anything, like, are people actually implying that there's no skill involved? Like, is that actually, like, is Menardi the luckiest person on the planet? Or, like, what are people even suggesting? Like, seriously, what are they suggesting? Say that when you fight Jury and DJ. Yeah, they have pretty strong drive rushes, but that doesn't mean that they're unbeatable as a result, or that the gameplay against them is just out of your hand. Like, what? Wow, I just realized I have this. We have the same amount of points. Oh, I failed. Oh, he got wrecked.
Round 2. Fight.
Block. Damn.
Okay.
Yeah, we still have the same amount of points. I'm really impressed, like, he's doing that and then holding back. Something I should be taking advantage of. I don't think he can kill without a reset. Okay, starting off strong in this round. Let's see what happens. He's probably gonna do Hazanshu right here. Yep. See, this is what I'm talking about. You know, Street Fighter is a game about anticipating what the opponent will do next. Oh! Okay, does anyone have, like, anything more annoying than that in mind? Actually crazy. I died because he decided to do a jump into a fucking dive kick like that. Is that really what he wanted? Seems kind of weak. There we go. Oh, Jesus Christ, the damage. Whoa, what? I didn't even know that was possible. I didn't know you could grab somebody out of the dungeon, the EX Hasho. Oh, that's actually good to know, because that means the string is actually not legit. Yeah, I just learned something. Gricho, I actually just learned something in that set. Crazy. Like a warm-up match implies that you're playing the game and you're getting warmed up, right? That did not happen this match the first match, you know? I did not play, actually. Maybe I'll change the service that I'm using for the chat in the future, because I'm kind of annoyed about not being able to use emotes as well. Oh, I could have killed. What am I doing? Oh, I'm baiting the meter, guys. That's what I'm doing. I'm a master meter baiter. I'm a master baiter. Yes. Yes, I think you can call me a master baiter. Wait, huh? Wait, what? You said it. The best masturbator of all time. Exactly. Yep. Oh, what am I doing? Should have known Wendy. Oh, you died, my boy. You died. That was kind of disrespectful to end it like that. There was no way out. Should have done level 3. No, that was actually on purpose. I knew that he'd actually be in a position like this one right here. He'd have to jump the fireball, and he won't make it.